100 miles on it since the rebuild. It's running well. To play with the fueling a bit at idle because it was acting up because of the crankcase pressure, which is still very high. One of the lambdas, which was new, started acting up. I had to use an old one. Now it's fine. A few minor oil leaks from the cam cover, sorted those out, and I have another small leak from the Vanos housing, and I try to tighten the bolts slightly more, and of course I snapped one of them. Now it's still leaking. I will probably replace that. It's a stud which I have from the old head. We'll replace that sometime soon. Coolant seems to be okay, no major leaks. There's a small leak from the thermostat housing, nothing major. So I'm gonna go ahead and do an oil change with some fresh synthetic oil. Check the oil filter for metallic deposits. I have a magnetic oil sun plug, which should show me some of the running in debris and metallic crap that's been pissing out of the engine. And that's all for now. Synthetic oil. But in the meantime, this is the magnetic oil sump plug I used, and yeah, there's definitely some sort of metallic shaving on there. Their head is filled with this magnetic, with this fine metal shavings. Nothing too big, I hope. Like it. That's how the oil filter looks. Seems to be some particles, metallic bits in there. Not sure if that's a lot or not, but it's supposed to be normal. after we rebuild, have a bit of stuff in it. Big chunks as well. Oh well. Alright. Right, she's ready for fresh oil. I'm gonna use this Castrol Edge 5W40, a bit thinner than the recommended one. Hopefully it's gonna be alright, wasn't too expensive. So yeah, 6.5 liters, and she's ready for a test drive again. Just did a hot compression test, and that's number 4, showing 180 something PSI right there, which is better than the 160 before the build, which is great. Number 2 also shows improvement, 190ish, and everything else is around 190, so yeah, didn't expect it to be perfect, because I know that number 4 cylinder is really messed up. So I didn't touch the pistons or the bores, so couldn't expect too much from it, but yeah, it does show some improvements after the rebuild. Hopefully it's gonna last. So these are the results of the compression test after the rebuild. The engine has quite a few hundred miles on it now, with full load running and everything else. It's running smoothly now. I have fresh oil in it, synthetic, and these are the compression test results. Cylinders 2 and 4 show quite a big improvement, about 20 psi, and the rest 10ish psi improvement. So number 4 is still a bit low, considering the wear the cylinder had. It's no surprise, I didn't touch the cylinders or the piston, so no surprise there, but it's definitely much better than before. There's still a lot of crankcase ventilation, crankcase pressure blow-by, so it's not quite a fresh engine, but I think it's not too bad, and hopefully it's gonna be fun to drive, and it's gonna last for a while. And I can't wait for my next track days, which I booked for end of May and beginning of June, so that should be good fun. The spark plugs, they look a bit burnt, to be honest. It's all of them, and it does have some brownish deposits. That I have never seen before. This brownish grey deposits, which apparently should be fairly normal, but this is a clear indication of overheating, I think. So I was planning to replace these plugs anyway, so I'm gonna either get the colder range of 5 from what I've seen on the NGK site. And I also have a wideband waiting to be installed to check the air-fuel ratio at full load, because I'm not convinced it's right. Could be also running a bit lean. This is my new diff mount design. This cross member, my bush, it's actually the old one, which I reused as it's not that soft, not that hard either. It's not gonna be great, but it's better than the stiff one. I use these two plates here to attach it to the cross member. It was a pain to create these holes in the plates. This size I don't have a drill that size and so on. So just tedious. And then I added this plate like a strap to reinforce it a bit. The forces from the diff should be pointing upwards, so it's gonna tend to pull on this bush housing. And then on the diff side I had to redo one of these with the holes, which mounts something like this. My nice bolt-in, and I added washers welded on the sides to reinforce this bit, because it doesn't look very sturdy, to be honest. It's 3 mil thick, but just want to do it as sturdy as possible. So yeah, that's gonna make it like 5 mil thick, welded. So hopefully that's gonna be enough. And yeah, I'm just a bit concerned about this point. So the diff is mounted here, my bush here, so the diff tends to move upwards because of the torque under high load. So yeah, I'm not sure how this region will be stressed, but yeah, just hoping that all the stress will go through this vertical plate, which should be a lot stiffer. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a bit of paint and try to mount it in and test it compared to the old ugly and stiff mount. I'm sure this is going to be better, because with that one, after 70 miles per hour, just getting some massive vibrations, and it's just not going to be great on the track where I can do upwards of 120. So I didn't go really that fast because of the vibrations. Right, so this is the new setup. I don't have any black paint left. I just used primer. That's the beefy cross member. There's my bush. To that beam. To get hopefully it's gonna be alright. Gonna have to test it. Hopefully it's gonna last.